We fly high, no lie. You know this. Holy.
And with all that being said, I've decided to continue my athletic and academic career at the Stanford University.
Yes, sir.
Network, it means everything to me. Back when I didn't have all these offers, maybe like one or two, he was always promoting me, what I'm saying, trying to get me on the radar, this guy, you need to look out for him. What I'm saying? It really means, the world to me. Bacon, he's been there, like I said, since I've been small. Always shouting me out and always just trying to put me on, just give me notice more than I mean. I really appreciate Bacon.
I mean, shoot, I was the new kid. Faison kind of was with the Ducks for a little minute. So my first year, of course, he had all the hype. He was probably by like 6'2" at 12. He was a mutant. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was a mutant. But I mean, from then you could see just the potential he had. I mean, I'm not surprised he's the number one quarterback. If you would have seen him in youth ball, you would have thought he was the number one quarterback in that class back then. So I mean, like going against him kind of like prepared you already for like what high school was. I mean, he looked like a high school quarterback around that time. So I mean, like trash talking with him. He's more quiet though. I will say that he don't talk that much trash. But I mean, like trash talking with him, going out there and hitting drills with face on. I mean, I kind of like just builds you ready. I mean, hopefully I play against him in college. I would love it.
As y'all know, this is the Sizzling News Podcast. All right, man. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to another episode of the Sizzling News Podcast. Otherwise, having a great day. Sorry if my voice sounds a little raspy, man. Not feeling the best, man, but wanted to produce this content for y'all, man, and come on the live. So I might not have the same energy I usually have, but I still wanted to put you guys with content. All right, so a lot to talk about today, man. We're going to have a Morrow coach, Coach Reed. He's going to be on in about 7:30, 7:35. He'll come on here and talk everything that Morrow has going on. And then obviously we'll get into the UA camp, the standouts, who caught our eyes, and who's obviously making a difference in the recruiting. And then obviously we'll wrap up with a couple topics in college, a little bit about Georgia Tech, a little bit about Tennessee as they start their spring practice currently as constructed is right now. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. We'll go ahead and start with obviously a UA camp. Obviously event I covered. Bacon Network was there with me as well. But we'll just start with some of the top performers. Guys I think that raised their stock, had great performances, and really took a step forward. And like I said, we're not a platform where we use, oh, okay, you got the stars, so you deserve it. No, it's about who balls. You ball, you're gonna get the call, man. So that's how we view it, man. If you stand out, whether you got stars or not, man. We always about the exposure, and just getting kids out there, man. Luke Neighbors to me was an absolute problem. He was a guy that tore it up for me, like as I say here in the article. Obviously a huge issue, and he used an array of moves. I think that really stood out. When you look at the spin moves, the chop move, this kid used a little bit of everything, and he's gonna kind of get a little overlooked to a degree. But I think you talk about somebody that couldn't have had a better one on the edge rusher besides success. Noah Bude, I think he's one that had a really good performance. And one that obviously stood out. I'm going to pull a clip up here in just a second for y'all. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. One sec, y'all. I'm trying to find this clip for y'all. Okay, that's Jaden Murphy. We'll talk about him in a second. Right here. Here we go, y'all. So I'm going to share this tab with y'all. So like I said, a dominant effort, man. You guys can see it here, obviously, in this video. But the spin move, right? Just using an array of moves. I think he's a guy that's real good. Where I said, boom, spin move, took him inside. And he was one of the few ones, y'all, that didn't use the blue rush. He was using a real move. Not getting hands off real quick. Not even a little bit. Really seen it's not Deuce Garrett. Imagine a little bit of him. Very tall, athletic. I think that's what Luke gave you. But to me, Luke dominated. I mentioned it. Women's success on Noah Bude. A really good tournament and event. He was a guy just dominating throughout, y'all. I mean, there was nothing that nobody could really do to hang with him. He was using a strong arm move, y'all. He was losing just a little bit of everything, man, to make a big difference. So he's a guy, man, I think has a bright future. 3-star, had to play a whole bunch, y'all, at Athens Christian, but definitely a guy you got to pay attention to. And when you study him, you know that he has a very bright future. It's just if the team's going to want to take that chance, obviously on a player of his caliber, just in terms of the injury history. Outside of that, dude's a stud. And then we got Kamari Dorsey for the Maryland coach. We're see him in the background for bring him on here in just a second. Kamari Dorsey, I thought he stood out. The 5-star, I mean, he's worth the billing. He's making plays consistently throughout the tournament. And then his ability, y'all, to close down speed. He might be somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that's backpedal, but he closes that separation between him and the wide receiver so fast and so easily. I mean, I think it's a guy that definitely deserves on this list. And I believe his 40 time was a 4.4. So the kid's a stud. Kamari Dorsey, no surprise there, absolute stud. And then you got Jaden Johnson, Stevenson, another stud player. I think another one that has a very bright future. Obviously ran for 2,000 yards this past year and tore it up. I mean, his route running was lethal, couldn't be stopped, and he really performed at a high level. So he's a guy I think also that doesn't get talked about enough, but definitely does a whole bunch of different things well. And like I said, man, you can let the clips speak for itself. Here he is here, as you guys can see. My bad. Here it is here. I'll post some more clips a little bit later, but boom. I'm just saying it's nice, easy play right there. And then this is the one right here. Beats him on the first side, completely turns him around. I mean, if you don't think that kid is going to that, again, I know linebackers ain't supposed to be able to, I guess you could say, stop or be able to slow down running backs, but he did it all the time. And then he could have even had more clips if the throws would have been better, y'all. That's how good he was on Sunday. He was killing defenders, but a lot of the throws were overthrows or they were missing him when he was flanking open. So that kid there is something special. Not enough people talk about him, but he has a bright future. Next up is Caden Wade for me, another running back from Ola. I think he's well worth the billing. He's big, physical, strong, athletic. Another guy that was killing it in the one-on-ones, but wasn't getting the best throws. But you look at him and how fluid he moves in the running back drills. Definitely another guy I think has a bright future ahead and is really, 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 really good. All right, next up, Jay Shell. That was number 60. I thought he made a whole bunch of plays. Underrated linebacker from Raven Gap, Nakuchi. I thought he did a lot of different things well. And he was just closing space down on a lot of, obviously, running backs. And he was just able every time to just deflect the ball, close in. And everything he was doing, man, was phenomenal. So I think the kid has a bright future. Jay Shell, definitely an underrated guy, but can play. And then Langston Abernathy, man. Nobody's talking about him enough, but he's another guy, I think, very good, man. You look at Langston and what he can do. He was killing everybody. His concentration, his route running ability, can run all of the routes in the route tree, his ability to separate on his releases. He did a little bit of everything. And again, like I said, the throws weren't the best, but he still was able to dominate and obviously cook defenders, man. So Langston Abernathy, definitely a name to know. Peachtree Ridge. And no disrespect to his brother Miles, I think Langston might even be better than Miles. And like I said, I hope you don't take that any kind of way, but I think Langston had a great performance, obviously, at the UA camp. And the last but not least, we go Quelly Felder. Another guy I thought performed at a high level, did his thing. He was stemming very well, and he was just able to make plays throughout, man. So I think the kid has a bright future and one we should definitely be talking about more. But all right, man, we're going to leave it there. Those are some of my top performers. We get Bacon on, I'll obviously allow him to reveal his. But we got our guests in the building. It is 7:30, so I told Coach to come on at that time. Let's bring him on. Coach Red. And I know you're driving, Coach. See if you can leave and come back.
I can hear you at first. I can't hear you now.
Okay. Let me type it in the chat. Hold on one second. So try to leave.
Let me,
There we go. Just texted you, Coach.
can you hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Try to leave, Coach, and then come back.
Try.
Can you hear me now? You hear me?
Still come. Hold on.
Hopefully we get that figured out, man.
Just doing the other stuff, but I can't hear you now.
You hear me?
All right. All right. I saw your message. All right.
Okay. All right, and I think we got Elijah Felder, Zarkai is also in the building, and Calvin. So some underrated guys from Morrow, man. So we're gonna talk a little bit about them as well. 1 second, bro. Okay, might have Coach now. It's like 3 people that joined. I know that'll throw it off. Here we go. Can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah, I got you. I can hear you now.
All right, perfect. Calvin, Elijah, and Zarkai. Or Keys, if y'all ready, just let me know. Just put your camera on if you're ready to go. Um, so Coach, appreciate you coming on the show, man. Give people a little bit of background about what you do, man.
Man, I'm appreciate you for having me, man. First and foremost, man, love what you do, love the platform that you got, and, you know how you provide, and you know what I mean, and what you're doing for the guys in the school with the exposure and things that. So first and foremost, shout out to you. I'm Coach Red, man. Everybody know me by Coach Red. I'm the wide receiver coach at Morrow. This is my third year coaching at high school. I'm one of the guys that used to coach park ball. So a lot of those guys you just mentioned in that last piece, quality field and all those nature, definitely familiar with those guys coming up through the ranks. Love the game of football, man. Love being a mentor and things of that nature. I work in the school as well. So, and this year, man, Morrow, I think I ain't gonna say much, but I'm just remain optimistic on the possibilities that we can have this year. You know, guys just keeping their head down and staying working. One of the reasons I'm actually glad Coach Laws, shout out to Coach Laws too, man. Shout out to Coach Weeks for, you know, showing me the ropes, giving me the opportunity to get my feet wet in the high school coaching rank. So definitely always appreciate that aspect of it. Coach Laws came in, you know, like the vision that he got, definitely like the staff that he's brought upon. Young guys, man, guys that fire, you know, energetic and things like that. So the players are definitely excited and things of that nature. Brought a couple of guys on, man. I know you mentioned earlier couple last week or so. You mentioned, you know, Devon Wright and Champ, my guy Champ or whatever, the Quez Witter, definitely playmakers. But I wanted to get some guys on, you know, some guys that I expect to be household names by season end. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself, man. But excited for what we got ahead over there tomorrow.
Yes, sir. So, Coach, again, appreciate you coming on. So, I want to ask you, without revealing too much, Coach, what gives you that different level, I guess you could say, of optimism? What stands out? I know you said they put their head down and working, but it has to be a feeling you're getting, Coach, when you're seeing them practicing, you're seeing how they go through weight training. It has to be something you're getting that makes you go, okay, man, we're gonna have a pretty good year this year.
Well, man, you know, if guys, you know, watch film last year, a lot of those games, you know, we were in the games until like maybe, you know, early second quarter and things like that. So we know guys got the ability to stand a toe to toe with definitely a tough region. So, you know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, given that new change, sometimes light the fire under a lot of guys, whatever. And I'm going to believe in my guys, man. I'm going to ride it out with my guys. That class of 2027, we definitely got some guys that are hungry and chomping at the bit. It's their last ride. They've been waiting on their opportunity to get it going. So, I'm gonna bet the bag on them, not literally, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. But I believe in my guys. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what it means, Coach. What does it take to be an elite wide receiver? You've been coaching for 3 years now. Obviously, you produce a good product. What does it take to be an elite receiver?
Modern day, man, you got to do it 365. You know what I'm saying. Besides the priorities and the thing that you got to take care of, you know, student athletes. So it's books before ball, most certainly. But just night and day, man. Understand the preciseness of the position now. It's forever changing. You know what I mean? You got these guys that, you know, got these crazy work ethic and things like that. So just emphasizing the day-to-day work ethic, watching film, understanding your opponent. To me, I'm trying to get the guys to understand their opponent, the guys they're going against, understanding the weaknesses of their opponent, breaking them down like that. Because that's what the great ones do. It ain't just about, you know, how many balls you catch in practices and warming up. Everybody know every route at this level. You should know, to say the least. But understanding what's required of you at the system. I like guys that gonna block. You know, I tell them block before you get the rock. So just being a complete wide receiver, man, understanding ways to get better and things that you need to work on consistently on a day-to-day basis.
What do you tell your kids, man? A lot of people they don't as wide receiver. They're like, Coach, I ain't trying to block, man. I'm just trying to go out there and catch the ball. Like, how do you get them
Hey,
to kind of buy that part?
man, they know I tell them, hey, you get fired. They already know what it is with me. Code Red to fire you in a heartbeat, man. Send them to the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just understanding the whole team concept, man. You know, one man running, 10-man blocking. Just same thing we've been preaching since the younger days, or whatever. It takes a total team effort and understand. You know, the next play might be your play. So just stay engaged in what the game plan is and what we're trying to do out here on the field.
Period. And then, Coach, talking about Jared Laws coming in, so I do want to ask you a little bit about that. What kind of message should you be sending for the kids? What is you kind of saying to, kind of get these guys going for this upcoming season?
Really hands-on, very, very detail oriented, very hands on, very detail oriented. You know what I'm saying? He's spending the time to, you know, do what he can about, you know, making sure the guys are on the same page with the system and stuff that we're trying to do. And like I said, the staff that he's brought in, a bunch of guys that's able to relate, you know what I mean, and to modern day football and what's going on. You know, it's a never stop, never ending thing nowadays. You can't really take time off. You got to be on your guys in some form of fashion when you allow, of course, you know, dead periods and things of that nature. But for the main most part, just stay tapped in with these guys. Make sure you got the relationship both on and off the field. It ain't just about being a coach; it's about being a mentor. Let them know you care for them too. So that's the main message. Keep the family vibe that we've already built and the foundation that we've already built, and then just expand upon that what we want to do moving forward.
Period, coach. And then I know spring practice right around the corner. I think a month or some change away, coach. Just what does the practice days look like for y'all? What are you looking forward to for the spring?
Early May, man. Early May, we'll get to it. Early May, we'll really, really get to it. Right now, we weight training and things like that. So like I said, trying to get on the same page with making sure that guys understand what we're trying to do moving forward. That's the main thing what we're doing right now. Besides what everybody else doing, Yeah.
I just one more if I throw with my co-host Bacon. What's
going on?
What's going on, Coach? How you doing, man?
Nice, man. What's going on with y'all, man? I was just telling Najeh when we was talking via text last week, man, that like I said, I really appreciate what you guys doing, man. It's all about, support one another. And like I said, find these next wave of athletes with the platform and offer them opportunity to provide, showcase their skills and talents and things like that. So definitely big ups to y'all.
I'm honored to have you on the show, Coach. Appreciate you.
My last one, coach, I throw to Bacon. I want to ask, I think you mentioned a little bit, coach, about mentoring. I want to ask, like, just what do you ultimately want to leave? I know it's still early, coach. I know you're coach for a long time, but what legacy do you just want to leave as a coach? What would be like, okay, yeah, I accomplished my goals, accomplished what I wanted to do as a coach?
Man, just to get these guys where they want to go in life. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's to the next level, whether it's getting scholarship, helping them become young men. That's the box that I check off at the end of the day. Taking guys that may have not believed in themselves, making them realize they got potential to really be something, change themselves first and foremost, and potential for generation to come. So just seeing them grow and seeing them thrive, man. Like I said, I coach at Morrow, but I got guys over in every county. They done spread that out and trickled over. Guys over at Latonia, everywhere, man. So just that aspect of it, man, seeing them grow and them guys tapping in, hit me up like, Coach, man, I really appreciate that. To me, that's the gratification of a coach right there, knowing the impact that you made on somebody else. That's what the legacy is ultimately about, the impact that you leave on others. So definitely big on that right there, man.
I'm saying, well said, Coach. I'm gonna stay right in that pocket. Very big on, you said pushing for football, turning young men into men, but starts for them believing in themselves. So, in a high school level, a little bit in college, we see a lot of black coaches doing that thing. So, I'm saying, what do you think is that step that as men or young men that we need to take to, for this, do not say do better as a race, but just take the next step of going against the negative statistics, if that makes sense.
I think, man, we need to get back together to being united, bro. We kind of lost a generation. Well, we all know that. The whole YN generation is basically a generation that was, without guidance. They kind of got left and lost in the South because of the way they came up. Everybody kind of pushing to the side, like, nah, they ain't gonna do right. Instead of continuously working with them and teaching them, you know what I'm saying? Guys gonna make mistakes, but when we made mistakes, it was always somebody, an uncle or a granddad or somebody else like that. I think the older cats and the people like that, we got to get back to respecting those and helping bridging that gap. To me, like I tell them, you got to know, you got to have a friend in every decade. You got to know somebody 10 years older and 10 years younger, because that way you're going to be able to keep tap with everything. So just that spreading the mentorship, man, bringing back the relationship, man, like the whole boys and girl aspect. A lot of the things that we grew up on, they taken away from us. So we got to take the step forward, you know what I'm saying, and use our voices and use our platform to let them know, hey, man, show them the right way. Show these guys that, want to be entrepreneurs, want to be influencers, the right way to how to do it. They got a lot of skill, they just don't have the guidance. And that's what's missing in this generation. We had guidance, we just ain't have all the opportunities. I tell them every day in school, like, man, you don't know, opportunity, y'all got all this stuff, they got NIL going, but they just don't know the direction and the guidance to be able to how to do it. So if we could just, start little mentorships and start, outreach programs and tap in, I look at myself as not only just a coach, as a life coach too. I want to preach, positivity into these young men, show them I got business credentials and stuff like that. So just show them things, and then just, like I said, being able to relate to them, man. Being able to relate to them and understand where they come from. Tell them, hey, I've been in them same situations you done been in. I know what it like to be on Section 8, all that kind of stuff. Just the real situation, because everybody don't understand. And when they feel like you care and you tapped into them, you pouring into them, that's how you establish that relationship. Once I know you care, hey, man, I'm going to ride or die with you. I'm going to rock with you. So that right there, man.
Well, just dive a little bit deeper, Coach. Sometimes, it may not be the same support system at home. So it could be sometimes tougher to get to a kid, or it could be a lady, a girl too. So how you handle those battles as well?
Well, that's one of the great parts about being a coach. You know, kids develop that trust with a coach. Sometimes they don't have with their parents.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, they're gonna come talk to you about stuff because if my parents gonna judge me off the rip because you're looking at it from a different aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you're that coach, you're that outlet, you're that vessel in between them and their family that you know can sometimes get to them because hey, parents gonna hit you up like, hey, coach, I need you to holler at them right quick. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
just those little quick conversations you have with them, hey man, listen here, man, you got to tighten up and respect them. And like I tell them all the time. You are a brand, and the people that invest in you is your parents. Every time you step out their house, you represent that brand right there. Do you want to disappoint the brand that believe in you the most? That's a yes or no question. And most of them, when you ask them that and you approach them on that level, they be like, nah, man. I say that it's a lady that really, really believe in you. You know that, right? You hate to disappoint that lady. Don't want to see that lady in tears. That's the most worst feeling you can have. You right, man. You right. And that a lot of the time, those simple messages right there, man, just tapping in and understanding the personality. And then you know, just getting to know a guy, understanding where he come from, giving them an example of some things that you've been through in life, that so they can be like, okay, he done been through it, he got out of it. And then, you know, you don't look like the typical guy that's in there. One of the reasons I wanted to get into the school system is that, like, you know, I was working, you know, in firearm sales to say the least, but I was like, man, let me shift over to something that's more positive and show them that, you know what I mean? And then, too, they need guys they can relate to. You know what I mean? They see the tattoo. People see me outside of school. They don't think I'm what I am, but I got a whole master's degree, being a certified, very intelligent black man. But I show it's two sides. You got to be able to walk with the sheep and the wolves, and everybody don't need to know who you are at all times. Like I said, it ain't always every time to turn up. Like some people don't need to see that side of you because you never know what opportunity you might negate for yourself by showing that. You know what I mean? First impressions mean a lot. So conduct yourself accordingly at all times, especially when you carry that title as an athlete. You know what I mean? Because there's people that I said that invested their hard work, they hard earning, they living, they time, they sacrifice into trying to help you get somewhere to go. So the least you could do is conduct yourself accordingly and do what you're supposed to do. As long as you give forth your effort and you're trying your best, we're going to live with the results. That's parenting, that's everything else. Just give me everything you got and empty the tank for me, and then we'll figure all the rest out.
Period. What's understood ain't got to be explained 100%. So
Hey man, not to sell the brand, but don't you want to come play for a coach like this, man? I'm just saying though, man. If you're a father at home, you see a man like myself, hey man, that guy there understand, he get it, man. You know what I mean? That's all it's about, bro. Like I said, it ain't just necessarily about football, because you see a lot of these things, and you know, a lot of these unfortunate situations they be seeing. Is a rest in peace to a lot of these guys, you know, that go through situations, go through family, because sometimes they don't have that outreach system. I'm gonna be a coach for life, man. Whether it will fire you, whether it's all the way up to the time you in high school. My phone line always open anytime you need to reach out.
That's it, man. That's a definition of being a coach for sure. But let's tap into Coach Red. You know what I mean? Do a lot of things, man. The community, man. Athletics. You know what I mean? Man, of business. So I mean, you juggling a lot. How do you keep yourself? You know what I mean? Not getting overwhelmed.
Just multitasking. Not always believing in understanding the mission. You know what I mean? Always never putting your cart before the horse, never putting yourself before others. I understand my purpose in life, man. Like I'm a guy that always trying to help others and stuff like that, and I don't ever look for no immediate return and things like that. I look for the bigger picture. Like it ain't never about the now. You know what I'm saying? It's about, we focus on it now, but we still looking at the bigger picture, what we trying to do in the long run. And I always believe in my intentions be pure, and everything else gonna take it to yourself. How you gonna get your blessings on the back end? Like sometimes you wonder why stuff happens, but you sit back and look at, you volunteer a lot of your time to help others. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you're not always looking for how it gonna benefit you and all that, man. But as far as juggling, you know, I got kids and stuff like that, man. But of course, my son plays. But it's just about putting your time and your energy in the right things. You know, 40 years old, man. I ain't in the street trying to do nothing like that. So I rather invest my time into making an impact on others. It's more meaningful like that, because I'm gonna get something out of that instead of just, you know what I mean, out here doing willy-nilly or whatever. Yeah. Like I'm finna go to work now. I go to work 2 times in one day, but like I tell them, that's me to explain to my players, hey, work ethic. I'm studying for a test. I want to take another test to get more credentials. Like it's always a purpose. Like stay driven in life. So that would allow me to do it. It's just about staying driven. I get bored, bro. I ain't no stagnant person, so I gotta stay doing something in order for me to have that self-satisfaction. You know, before it ain't worried about no gratification for another. And if you're a person that's driven in life, just keep striving no matter what. Find you something else you want to do. Find you something else you're good at. Find something that you ain't good at and learn that craft. And then, you know, that's the satisfaction that, hey, man, I done figured something else out. Sometimes you got to create that belief in yourself. And get in a situation where you may not be familiar with, gonna bring the best stuff out of it. That's why you put players in situations where they feel like they push to the limit. But then when they see Man, this ain't break me right here. I can keep on going. Yeah, you ain't know you had it in you, man. So everything got a caveat to it at the end of the day. And once you, man, you start to realize, hey, man, you can't sweat the small thing. You got to realize everything got to figure out what it is and apply it to you best way you can.
Delayed gratification to a bigger picture. One more question, and I'll switch to football.
Yes, sir.
Business, when you got a young man or a student that wants to get in business, and how do you kind of get them? How you kind of get their hands and their feet wet?
First thing, you need to create a business plan. That's one of the first things they teach you, to create a business plan. What kind of audience that you have, what kind of genre that you want to approach, what kind of brand that you want to develop, what kind of investor that you're looking to do, what location are you doing, things like that. Just teaching the basics and the foundation of it. It's a starting point. Create the blueprint before you go asking for anything and saying you do this. Make sure you got all your stuff together first and foremost. I'm a guy, that I used to do music and do it all. I done been in a situation where I know you got to have your business on your end right first and foremost. So figure out what you want to do. Figure out how you fit in. How can your business benefit others? You know what I'm saying? What service can you provide that's going to be a want? You know what I mean? You can't just start a business and don't nobody want to rock with it. So make sure that you got a necessary service that you're going to be able to provide to the public in order for you to be able to get, you know what I mean? And it ain't going to be no instant gratification. Your return on investment, you probably not going to see until 6 months into the first year. So patience is a virtue when you start out a business.
You're a gym coach. I ain't gonna lie to you. Last season, switching to football. Last season, 1-9-0-7 in the region, man. How are y'all? If Najeh already asked, how are y'all trying to turn this ship in the right direction?
Man, I love the region that we in, and the fact they added, a couple more teams. You know what I mean? State champs for one reason. We don't like to call team names. They added them other guys. The red and black team or whatever. And there's no disrespect to anybody, but we in the realm of we don't want to pump two people up. Love what coaches do and love what every program been able to provide. But the whole aspect of us is that we got to focus on what we do. We can't worry about what everybody else do. You know what I'm saying? We control what we control in the build and how we develop our guys. And it's all about development at the end of the day. You get what you're going to get, you know what I mean? You know how the game go, whatever. But once them guys in the building, once it's all set in stone, you got to coach and you got to develop. You got to be able to make them in-game adjustments or whatever. You never know how the game going to go, how the game going to flow. It could start off in your favor. It could turn on a dime, but keeping pause, being able to make them adjustments, being able to keep guys focused throughout the week and let them know on Fridays, it's y'all, man. At the end of the day, it's on y'all. We just here to support what y'all trying to do.
I'm saying. So, but what do you feel like has been missing though?
Missing far as just like I said, when you bring in that new energy, man, when guys that understand the whole aspect of what football is, you know what I'm saying, nowadays and things of that nature, just being able to stay tapped in and making guys feel inclusive, the whole year-round development aspect, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're a receivers coach, like I'm a receiver, so, I'm going to stay tapped in some type of 7-on-7 environment. I'm going to make sure I keep a bird's eye view. I'm going to make sure my guys are participating in that and just keeping guys develop all year round. That's just been, to me, from the outside looking in and being a part of it, it's just the consistency and the development aspect of it. Having the time in order to do, every coach going to have different lives and different obligations as far as what they require to do, but just having guys that got the time to stay tapped in with guys, you know what I'm saying, making sure they inclusive. Because if you don't use them, you'll lose them. You know that, especially when they get after their sophomore year, they start to look around like, hey, man, I'm over here with my boys in the off season most of the time. I kind of got familiar with them. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, just building a relationship and making sure you stay locked in and you know that, hey, man, the mission don't stop just because, the cleats came off in the fall or whatever. We got to stay. If we really want to be great, it's what you do in the off season that we're going to breed champions right there. So that's just the aspect of it, just preaching that, continuously making sure everybody doing something to do. I don't just want the skill guy doing 7-on-7. Y'all lineman guy better get active too. Y'all guy better be out here doing something. Every week we want to see improvement in the weight room. I'm saying goals, like, you know what I mean? We got to have goals or whatever. You drop a pass and warm up, you 5 for the night. Just making sure that you got understand the importance, because every single play is important. It ain't always about the next play sometimes. One play could change the game. So, and a lot of the time, that's what it was last year. It was like 1 or 2 plays that flipped the game. And then, a lot of the time guys get their head down, they start to not believe and, lose their confidence. So just to make it, you instill that confidence and you can develop it on a consistent basis.
High school football is now old school college football. It's becoming a business. How are you kind of getting the kids to understand the two as well as on the coaching side? How are y'all juggling that?
Well, you control what you can control. What I said, all you can do is provide what you want to, what you like to provide as a staff. You know what I mean? Once you set the foundation down, you lay your stuff out. People gonna make decisions on what they want to make decisions on. For the business side of the thing, I mean, Morrow said itself, man. That's a sleeping gem, bro.
That's right.
If you've been to that school, it's college looking facilities and everything like that. So go come to the facility. Don't worry about the past. If I'm a player, I'm looking at like how can I make a difference on this? What kind of legacy I could believe behind? Oh, they got 2, 3 number retired. I'm trying to get 4, 5 number retired before I leave here. You know what I'm saying? So always look at the glass half full and what you can bring to the table. Now you can always look at the aspect like I want to go over here where it's stacked and where it's loaded, but are you really making an impact on a team that's already like that? I ain't knocking what nobody do, but sometimes look at what's best for you. Everybody do what's best for them at the end of the day. Sometimes what's best for you is going somewhere where you can help build and create a new turnaround. Think about the story that could be written if Morrow was to do something special this upcoming season, and you were
Mm-hmm.
a part of that right there. That's something they're gonna live on for decades in a lifetime. Now you go somewhere else, you could be a cog in the rotation. They say, yeah, I was on that, but 5 years from now, will people really remember you?
Nah.
You know what I mean? And it's the same aspect from part about a guy that, I got 5 rings, like, bro, you was on the bench player. Like, you know what I mean? There's no disrespect. You take a play in the game or whatever, so you know what I mean? But it is what it is at the end of the day. What's best for you and what legacy do you want to believe behind as an athlete? And to me, where we at in the Ellenwood area, that Clayton Co area, a lot of dogs done came from there. You know what I mean? It just they get credit at other places, but stay home, play where you stay, man, and make Clayco great again. That's the motto that we trying to pick. You know what I'm saying? We want to put a fence around that backyard from 285 to 675 to 138 to, you know what I mean, to 154 off. All that backyard that's right there. Prime real estate where we at right there. That's a school that can actually get 3 different counties and it's zoned for 3 different counties if you think about it. Henry,
Yeah.
DeKalb, Clayton. They all right there in that cluster right there. And if you want to be in a school, that's a magnet school, of course. Got great pathways, great entrepreneurship, great opportunity. Everything that you pretty much want to do in the modern day society, it's right there for you. So, besides me, I'm gonna be in there. You know what I mean? Of course, with the great staff that we do, but like I said, I'm one of the guys that you're gonna be able to relate to in the building like this. For parents that's out there, I'm the coach that's gonna stay tapped in. I'm gonna pull up on your classroom when you least expect it, making sure I'm gonna tell your teacher they can reach out to me because I understand it ain't just about ball, it's boosted for ball at the end of the day. And if you walk out of that thing with a degree and you got opportunity to play at the next level, hey, everybody gonna be smiling from ear to ear that had a hand in hand in it. So that's all it is with me right there.
MCCGA, make Clayco great again.
Yes, sir.
For last couple things,
And
Coach, I
I'm from
thought
the
about the
east side.
Najeh.
I'm from the east side. Well, I ain't gonna get into detail, but one thing about it, when I came here, it's about opportunity. My son, he goes here. It's about what you want to do for the kids. A lot of us, the school we went to, we ain't sending out. You know what I'm saying? We ain't sending out people that we want better opportunity for. But not to cut you out. Go right on ahead with that though.
Nah, you good, you good. So since you know what I'm saying, being ingratiated to the south side, the side of town you on, man. Just talk a little bit about the culture, how it is down there, and I'm saying why it's a special place to be.
We so close to the airport for one. And then when you get older, you start to understand that kind of where you want to be at. You want to be somewhere that's close to an airport, because that lets you
Man.
know. Of course, you see the new center that they just put down there in the South Lake, man, for all the businesses, for all the little event center and things like that. Like Clayco is thriving, man. They really invest a lot in the education. I mean, Morrow's, one of the schools and other schools getting built and like that. So the emphasis that they putting on education, because at the end of the day, what really matters to people, our future, what's the future built on? The educational system. So when you got a place that's invested a lot in that, it got a lot of places in there, you get to everything. And then everything that you need is right there in the vicinity. So when you start to look at all the stuff that matters, when you start to check off all the boxes of what you want to be as a family, Eric Clayco right there, the best spot for you.
Last
Especially
two
on that
last questions.
northeast side. That northeast side, you know what I'm saying? Well, right along where, you know what I mean? Yeah, right along where this school located. Very nice area to live in. It's so quiet over there, so peaceful. And everybody know them folk don't play around here.
Nah, they don't play, but you can hear a pin drop at night. That's how you want it. That's how
Yes,
you want
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
Last question for me. 2-part question, though, Coach. 2-part question.
Okay.
Where do you see what's end goal? While you're at Morrow, where you see this program going, and what will Coach Red's legacy be at Morrow?
Where do I see the program going, man? I see the program trending over, man. Definitely being in the position to be able to compete, you know what I mean, at a high level. You know what I'm saying? However you want to take that, is the highest level over the next. You know what I mean? Couple of years. We're definitely looking for an immediate turnaround this year. Like I said, I'm definitely invested in the 27 guys. Far as my legacy, man, just a guy that came in, did what he needed to do as a coach. You know what I mean? That definitely cared for the players. You know what I mean? On and off the field, help them get to where they're trying to go in life. Definitely still gonna be here after when they graduate. To where I ain't the guy that turned their phone off when you ain't playing for me no more. I'm still gonna be here regardless. So just somebody that was passionate about it, man, driven. Always focused on the team picture and the overall agenda at hand.
There you have it.
All right, man. Let's bring the players on, man. We got Elijah in the background, and it looks like we got Calvin as well, man. So let's talk about the players. I know Coach wanted to bring them on, man. So
What's
let's
up,
holla
fellas?
at them. Y'all hear us?
Yeah, we get y'all.
All right, perfect, man. So Elijah, get us started, brother. Tell us a little bit about you, man, your game, position you play, and what makes you special, brother.
My name is Elijah Fielder. I go to Morrow High School. I'm number 9. I play middle and outside linebacker. And one thing I could really say about myself is that I'm a hitter. Come
Mm.
down and hit.
Period. What makes you excited about just hitting Elijah? Why do you like to come down and hit and lay the boom?
Because it's just a certain feeling that you get when it's like fourth down, 4th and 1, and they on the goal line. And you just come down, make that play, and then you just give it back to your offense and let them work.
Period. Same question for you, Calvin. Just tell us a little about your game a little bit, man, and the position you play and what makes you different. What makes you special, brother?
My name Calvin, and I'm a wide receiver from Morrow High School. What makes me different is like I'm a more athletic type of wide receiver. I play everything. I play both sides of the ball. I'm fast. I'm very competitive at Morrow High School.
For sure. How has Coach Red increased your game? How has he made you a better player? Like learning from him.
Learning from him, I learned a lot because when we lose games and everybody check their head down, he's one of the coaches where he'll come pick you up, make you feel like you got it. He'll talk your game up. The next play, if you mess up on a play, the next play is how you go get it. Like one of the plays I messed up, I dropped the ball. The next play, I got a couple yards and I helped that team get to the first down. Got us a good yardage, stuff like that. He's a very good coach at Morrow High School.
Yes, sir. Both questions for y'all, Elijah first, and then Calvin. How do you guys not let those bad moments, adversity, just a bad play? How do you not allow that to get to y'all and still be able to strive for what you guys want to do and achieve?
One thing I say is short time memory. Just like if you mess up one play, next play you got to make that play just to like get back right.
Period. What about you for you, Calvin?
Say that like Elijah, it's more of it's a team sport. It's more of everybody. It's a whole team. We're united. We're a whole pack. It's us. It's not just one person. It's a whole team. We do this together, not just one person.
Period. What makes you guys most excited? I know it's still very early. You guys going through weight training. What makes you guys excited about this upcoming year?
Oh, what makes excited is we got a very good coach. We got a very good new coach. Shout out to Coach Laws. He got us a couple plays. We know a couple plays. What make this year different is we got a different mindset we set for ourselves this year. So like we coming out here, we not playing no games and weight room. We straight business, like no plan, none of that joking around. We straight ready for whoever coming our way. Like Banneker this May, we smacking them off the map. No plan. Feel me?
Period. What about for you, Elijah? What are you most excited for this year?
I'm most excited for the competition we're playing. We're playing
Mhm.
more bigger teams, so I say we're gonna have a lot more spotlight on us to get our name out there more.
1,000%. Um, so we talked about obviously the mindset change, y'all. Who are some of the leaders emerging for you guys this upcoming year, or if you have yet, like who's kind of like stepping up? Is it you guys stepping up as leaders for this team? Who's really stepping up for you guys in that compartment?
It's
Um,
us.
it's us for sure.
Well, I
I
know
go,
it's us. I know I'm 2028, but like I'm a leader. Like I lead everybody. When we come to work, when I tell everybody we straight get down. By the time the coaches come in there, we already up and getting our groove and get ready for the next warm up.
I was gonna say one of the things I've been challenged them to do is not only lead by example but be more vocal leaders, and they've been taking more of they have been taking the onus and been doing it a lot more. Them along with a couple more guys, Chris Willis, quarterback. I've been challenging my own guy, Christian Stars. People like that. Just to be more vocal. Even my guy Marquez Brooks. So just a bunch of guys on the team, man. We've been challenging them to step up and be more vocal because, like I said, it's all or nothing this year for them. So just chime in on that aspect of it.
No, I appreciate that perspective, Coach. I'm gonna go back to Calvin for real quick before I go back to Elijah. I want to ask, man, you're young, you just had your sophomore year, man. That's not easy to do. It's 2028. You're gonna be just entering into your junior year. So why do you feel comfortable? I know coaches challenge you. Why do you feel comfortable that young to do that? Be a
The
leader.
reason why I feel comfortable. The reason why I feel comfortable by stepping in is because last year I was like a quiet person. I was like a sit back, let everything happen type of person. So this year I want to lead everybody. Like the freshmen coming up, I want to show them that like you can do the same thing that we can do. I want to show them that it's not just you come here and play. I want to lead them to being a good player. You get on the field, everybody touch the ball. You work, everybody work.
Period. All right, man. I'm throw one more before I talk to throw the bacon. Put me on game, y'all. We know about Calvin. Obviously we know about Elijah. Like Elijah just left, but give me some names like who we need to watch out for this year in addition to you guys itself.
My boy Zarkees, I know you see him. He's another rock here. Then you got my quarterback CJ. You got CeeLo, that's our safety.
Yeah, you watch
You
out
got
for CeeLo.
Elijah. You got
Champ.
you got Chimp. You got our run back Devon. Watch out for him. He like that now. I ain't gonna lie. He get us some yard. He'll get up through there. And I think we got Jordan. He another linebacker. He a hard hitting linebacker.
Elijah, he miss any?
No, I don't think he's missing any.
All right. All right. I thought you, Bacon.
I'm coming straight at Elijah, man.
All right.
Middle linebacker, captain of the defense, calling plays, keeping the guys locked in, man. How do you do it? How do you keep everybody locked in during when the bullets is flying?
I say I'm very like I'm the type of guy I flip a switch when I get on the field. Like off the field, I'm kind of quiet, but like when I get on the field, you're gonna hear me yelling plays, telling folks what to do and everything. Like when somebody mess up, I'm right there behind them, telling them get right and everything. Just that type of guy.
Okay. What was that moment in your football career that you knew you wanted to play the middle linebacker position?
Hold on, I gotta join back. I can't hear. I'm gonna leave and join back real quick.
Can everybody hear us?
Yeah, my connection had got kind of
Yeah.
off for a second.
All right. I'm gonna come back to Calvin, man. You know what I mean? Athletic, bigger receiver, man. Who do you kind of watch, pick your game, pick different things from when you watch a film?
Wait, say that again.
When you're a bigger receiver, athletic receiver, so my mind automatically goes. We kind of watch Julio Jones, DK Metcalf, but who do you study when getting your game right?
Oh, like who I? Oh, I ain't gonna. I do steady Travis Hunter. He one of my top wide receivers. I do steady.
Okay. Why specifically?
Cause he more of a he's like I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say he influenced me, but he made me feel like I could do the same thing he can do. Type like he catch the ball. He not as fast, but he fast. But he play both sides. He's more of a leader too. It's not just for he's more of a leader. So I want to be just like that. So that's why I said this year I'm gonna step my game up on being more of a leader and showing it on the field too.
100%. So staying on the leadership type. I know you've talked about it before, but I want to dive a little bit more into it. This season, you're being more vocal. So, I know it's probably some growing pains. How are you kind of sticking with it when it may be tough to speak up on certain topics? How you know what I'm saying? How you doing this? How are you saying the tough messages when it could be tough on you internally?
Ooh, keep it positive. To be honest, just keep it always keep it positive.
100%. More positive than negative, even when it's
Yeah,
tough.
yes, way more positive. No negative. No straight positivity.
For sure. All right, Cal.
Body language, definitely. Tell him to improve the body language. You know what I mean? He like I said, that competitive spirit that he has. Sometimes you can see it, but I say, hey man, no matter what, you just gotta keep fighting. Because when you got guys that players, depend on to make plays or whatever. You got to show at all time that you locked in. So I just give them examples of great players, how they've been through tough situations and stuff like that.
100%. Appreciate that insight, Coach Red. I'll come to Zarkeys real quick, brother. Another receiver on the team that's doing big things on the gridiron. So just talk about your game. You know what I'm saying? Why you are special, brother.
My name is Zarkeys Billings. Play for
Yes,
receiver for Morrow. What makes me special is on third downs when we need that first down, I'm the man they come to get that first down. On them combats, them digs across the middle, all that, I'm the man they come to.
And why are you that guy that comes through on third down? Why are you clutch?
Because
I mean,
because they already know what I can do. They know I'm gonna catch that ball, get in yards that we need to get.
100%.
Definitely got
Again,
some chemistry with the QB too. Definitely a trusted guy, the QB, trusting those situations right there. So, a guy that he's earned that trust. We see that what the work that he puts in throughout the week and what the things of that nature. So in those situations, in those moments, his name gonna get called because we believe in what he can do.
100%. So talk about Zarkeys. How did you build that relationship? How did you build that rapport with your quarterback? Off season work, y'all on time during during the season. How did you build that connection?
We do 7-on-7. We go to the field a lot together.
100%.
That's my guy.
I'm gonna know if brothers on the field and off the field pays dividends during the season. All right, let's see. We'll come back to Elijah, man. Just talk about your favorite moment, man. You know what I'm saying? Is it making a big hit, or is it making that pick six, or just making an interception across the middle of the field?
I'd say it's more so when it's third down, it's third and short and they need yards, and then I blitz and then get that tackle for loss, which makes them have to go for the field goal. I say that's really my favorite.
Favorite play coming downhill, making the CFL.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's kind of break that down a little more. Not sure what y'all play. I'm assuming y'all play 4-3. What's your favorite gap to come downhill in?
Favorite gap is A gap for sure.
A gap,
For sure it is.
straight to the pressure.
You know it.
All right, man. Let's see.
He definitely go for the smoke. He definitely go at that smoke. He want it every time. Yeah.
Why is that?
Intensity as a player is, what come with the position. We put an emphasis on when you in that middle, man. Like, I say something to him every day. I want to hear you. I want, make you stand out. That's the money position. You got to be a dog in that position. You got to want it. You are the personality of the defense when you the middle linebacker. If you soft, everybody soft. So when you show that grit and show that toughness, everybody will follow suit. And you know what I mean? We having a party in the backfield. That's what I tell them.
It's a party in the backfield. I like that. I'll throw it back to you, Nash.
All right, man. So obviously new season. We talked to Zakai, we talked to Calvin, we talked to Elijah. Talk about what you guys are kind of working on, man. What goals have you guys set? You guys can do team first and then individually what you guys want to accomplish.
Individual, I say I want my name to be out there more, get a lot more spotlight on myself. And then for team, I say go playoffs. Got to go playoffs. Last year, got to go out with a bang.
For player, for me, is to make a name for myself, and for team, is to make history.
Period. And then what do you guys feel like? Let's talk about one strength of your game and then one weakness. So, I'll start with you. What's one strength of your game, and then what's one weakness you've been working to improve?
One strength is my blocking. I'm good at blocking. And my weakness is probably my speed. I didn't get my speed up, so.
For you, Elijah? Calvin, I asked if you can hear me. I asked what's one strength of your game? And
Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
I can't hear y'all. Hold on. Let me join back.
That could be when people be
You
coming
still
in.
hear us, Keys?
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right. Can you hear us, Elijah?
Yeah, it's just like whenever somebody leave or join, like the audio cuts out.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. All right, Elijah, I was asking, what's one strength and what's one weakness to your game?
One strength I'd say is my tackling. I got good tackling, but one weakness I need to work on is more so like my speed and like dropping into coverage.
Okay. How do you want to go about doing that as far as just working on your speed and just dropping the cover, being the more versatile linebacker?
One way I'm helping with coverage is I'm out here playing 7-on-7, just getting better with that, and then I'm also working with speed, trying to build my legs up more and stuff like that.
Got you. Calvin, I asked if you can hear me, just one strength, one weakness to your game. Weakness is what you're trying to improve, strength that, makes you stand out.
One thing that made me stand out is I can get open. My speed, I can literally run past anybody technically. And one thing that I need to improve on is getting open in tough situations. If you know what I mean. Like, say if we on the fourth down, and I need to push up this way, and I back right here, and I need to get in front of him, stuff like that.
Okay. Question for all three of y'all. What is something at your position you feel like you got to have in order to be special? I'll start with Elijah on this one. What do you feel like you got to have at linebacker to really be that guy?
You just gotta have that grit about yourself.
You gotta
Just
find. Oh, my bad. My bad. Keep going.
you just basically gotta have that dog in you. Can't be no middle linebacker trying to be soft.
For mine, you gotta find out to read the defense, what coverage they in and stuff. Gotta know if they in man or zone. You gotta know where if the safety gonna sit or he gonna bail.
For you, Calvin?
Yeah, same thing what Zaki said. For right, you got to know what coverage they in. You got to know if they pressing. You got to know. You got to know if they pressing. You got to know if they man cover 2, cover 3, or cover any coverage. You should know as a wide receiver.
Now, Coach Red's been talking about, I'm going to ask you this too, Elijah. I know you're not a receiver linebacker, but I want to ask y'all just the importance of film study. Coach Red's talked about a lot, Calvin and Zarkai. But for you guys, why do you think it's important? You guys just talked about coverages, but why do you feel like watching film is very important for your position and for the game?
So you can know what the backer is not good at. Like if it's backpedaling bad, you can detect that. Or when he open up and stuff, you can just detect that right there.
What about for you, Elijah?
I'd say just so you can just read the offense easier. Because if you already know their main plays, you already one step ahead.
Period. And Calvin, we asked this the importance of film study, why it matters at your position.
And film,
Yes, sir. Why it's important?
like say it again. Wait.
Why film is important? Why watching film? Coach Red has talked about it a lot with you guys. It's just how you get you had you guys watch a lot of film, know tendencies, weaknesses, stuff like that. Why is that important in your eyes?
It's important. Film is important for us because you should know. You should know your opponent weaknesses, his what he can't do and what he can do. And you should know. You should know what he can do and what he can't do, and basically basically what I'm saying. Everybody should watch film on their opponent when you're playing against them.
Period. My last before I throw it back to Bacon. Excuse me. How do you guys? I know Elijah talked about it. I want to get you guys to take a little bit. Zakai, I'll start with you. How good does it feel to know you're gonna be playing big time opponents this upcoming year? Elijah said, hey, he's excited for that, being on that platform, being to play marquee teams. How do you feel about that? Same for Calvin when he gets a chance.
That's a good thing to get my name on the map. If I'm cooking the DB all night, the scouts gonna see that, and they're gonna be like, "Ooh, who that is? I put Bacon him."
Same for you, Elijah.
Just knowing that we're playing bigger teams just lets me know there's gonna be more eyes watching, which means the bigger the play, the more eyes, the more my name get out there.
For you, Calvin.
It also helps motivate. You know what I'm saying? You ain't you ain't got to motivate them as much. You know what I'm saying? Other than hey, you know what I'm saying? You look at that. You look at them games. I mean, if you got to get ready.
Yeah.
What else you need? What else you need?
For you, Calvin. For throw it to Bacon.
Any team we play, I'm gonna do my thing. So it's just like I want to be a standout player.
Great. Throw it to Bacon.
Well said, man. A couple questions from me, guys. Is number one, big question, man. What would it mean to y'all to make the playoffs this year and do something that ain't been done in Morrow in a while? What does it mean to you?
It means everything to me.
I mean a lot actually.
A lot. Haven't been there in some time, and knowing I'm going to the playoffs my senior year
Yeah.
just means a lot.
Trying to make to that bench stadium. It's our turn now.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. We're gonna hold y'all to that. Number 2. What do it mean, like you said, make that big impact play where the colleges is hitting you up. Hey man, send me your film, yada. I want to extend this offer to you. What would it mean for you to get that big time offer, that dream offer this season? Especially for you, Elijah, as a senior.
It would mean the world to me.
Yeah,
Just
it mean a lot.
knowing I just got that offer, and then I'm calling my Dukes up, telling her I just got that offer. Just means the world.
100%. What about you, Keys?
It'll mean a lot. Making my family proud and stuff. Doing what I told them I was gonna do when I was younger.
Last but not least, Mr. Cal.
It would mean everything to me actually. Making my family proud, making everybody that I told that I would do good proud. To be honest, I don't know. I'll just be proud actually. Make everybody that I told I'm proud.
100%. And then to prove Coach Red right, man. You know what I'm saying? What would that mean to y'all to not switch to something else? What would it mean to y'all about that too?
It would mean a lot. Just a lot.
100%. I know everybody gonna say a lot. I move forward. What do y'all do? You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know what I'm saying? When football's pushed aside, we y'all chilling, man. What do y'all do to kind of relax and, you know what I'm saying, just decompress?
I'm more of I play the game and just listen to music type of guy. Just chill, play some 2K, Madden, just listen to some music.
Top 3 artists on the spot.
Top 3 artists. I gotta go Lil Baby. Knowing I'm from Atlanta, gotta go Lil Baby.
You gotta go Lil Baby, Slime Light, Shawty, and Huncho.
Alright.
Okay.
A new guy that's coming up, Prada Bad Shawty. I be listening
Prada
to.
Bad, yep.
And OG I always be listening to is Ride Wave. Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. It's always November. Keys?
To the artist?
Artists and what you do to kind of chill and decompress.
I'll be playing Baby, whooping Elijah and Calvin Matter.
Top
Top 3 artists. We're gonna go Lil Baby. I don't know if y'all know who RW5 is, but he had 2 and they're part of that.
Okay. What you got, Cal?
See me, I play the game. I'm gonna play the game, listen to music, watch Netflix, and chill type of guy. Okay, you feel me? You gotta have the Netflix and chill. My top artist is Slime Light, Shawty, Lil Baby, and Hurricane Wisdom. I don't even know if y'all know who that is.
Plus on. Why is he tough?
I ain't gonna lie, they be speaking fast. I ain't gonna lie.
It's funny how these young dudes, like, they really been through something. Like, he's speaking fast, I can relate to him. What you been through, man? You had Wi-Fi since you were born, man. He from the trenches. Oh, yeah, he from the suburb. Hey, where we go? Nah, we're for real, though, man.
They can feel it, though, Coach. They can feel it. You know what I mean?
You know, and then what it'll mean to me, man, like you was just piggyback what you asked them, it'll mean, like I say, everything to me, man, because when you believe when don't nobody else believe, that means a lot to those guys right there. I never gave up on them, never turned my back on them, you know what I mean? Never took the foot off the gas, you know what I mean? I spent a lot of time with them off the field as well, try to be, you know what I mean? Like I said, that big bro mentor, you know what I mean? They stay active in the 707 aspect to create that brotherhood and that family development vibe. They gonna ride or die for each other. You know what I mean? So a lot of the time when you like the guy that you playing next to, you get a better result out there on the field because you don't want to let those guys down. And so just making sure we harp on that aspect of it, like, hey man, we all we got, bro. So give me everything you got because I'm gonna give it right back to you. A whole lot of something. I mean, write that down.
Nah, facts.
All right.
You might write a book.
Yeah. But yep. Mm-hmm.
Favorite food spot, and I'll let y'all rock.
American Daily. Facts.
Man,
Stand,
yeah.
You
stand
already know,
express.
man. Atlanta, man. American Deli,
American
man.
Daily.
Honey, hot lemon pepper sprinkles, all that. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Go
What?
2-3 times a
I'm
week.
telling you.
Nah.
See
Y'all put
me.
Philly
See
though
me.
with the Philly or just wings and
Philly
fries.
wing
No,
combo.
I
That
don't
Philly
know what
wing
y'all talking about
combo.
in Philly.
Everything. You know, some everything. I tell them I get the trap sample. I might get a Philly, some wings, onion ring, fries, and rice. You know.
Extra
Pretty
hard.
special.
Nah, for sure, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw the knowledge close out. Let's see. Wants to go a little deep.
Nah, I wanted to ask y'all, man. Before we let y'all rock, man. Shout out to Coach Red for bringing y'all on, man, and
Definitely.
highlighting y'all great program, Morrow. Just want to ask you guys, man. Anybody y'all want to shout out? Anything, any stone that we didn't unturn today? Anything y'all want to shout out? Give last thoughts before we let y'all go.
Mm.
We're gonna be some standout players this year.
We're making
Sure.
history. We're making history. Mark my words.
Anything, Elijah?
Nothing that really come to mind right now.
All right, Coach. That Coach dealing with connection.
We got some
Ah,
time. We
it
got
be-
Coach Rance. Region gonna be fun. Swamp come to Clayco. 9:25. Y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Somebody on the clock, 9:25, man. But shout out to Coach Rance for always tuning in, man.
Facts, man.
Loyal viewer.
Oh yeah.
No, go ahead. Whoever's talking, go ahead.
I was agreeing with what he said.
Oh, got you. 100%, man. Well, Zakai, Calvin, Elijah, we appreciate y'all coming on, man. And much shout out to y'all, man. Definitely try to come by there for the stream, man. And check y'all boys out, man. And good luck this season. And obviously the rest of the way in y'all football journeys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Love, fellas.
It is, man. All right, man. Great set of players.
Nah, facts, man.
And
That
again,
was
shout out
good.
to Coach Red, man. I'll let you react, Bacon. What you thought?
Nah, definitely big shout out to Coach Red. You know what I mean? It's people like Coach Red, you know, who'll make everything come together, glue guy in the community, and makes what we do a lot easier and fun to do with fun to cover. Cause you know what I'm saying? You get to hear real stories, you get to see real mentors. So shout out to him. And to the guys, man, I just like hearing them want to believe in themselves, believe in the team, that they're gonna turn it around at Morrow. Cause it's been up and down. It's been a lot of rainy days over there. But I think the mentality they have points to success this year. And you know what I'm saying? We'll be supporting them the whole way. So good bunch of guys, good coaches that understand not just the football, but outside of football aspect, which is major.
Nah, 1,000%. I think, like you say, breathing life, student athlete was some big things that stood out to me, and just preaching to them, like, you can better your situation, or you can better your family dynamic, whatever it may be, by just doing the right stuff, man. I know he holds them accountable, man. So that's outstanding, man. It's gonna be a fun region to watch. As Coach Rant said in the comments, obviously loves your in there. Noonan, Northside, Columbus, Morrow, and so many more. It's gonna be very fun to watch, man. Somebody gonna make the postseason out of them teams. So interesting to see who's gonna come out on top. And obviously, like I said, mindset change.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. I didn't get to see them last year. I think they came to Noonan. Actually, I got the schedule up right now. I think they came to Noonan. Actually, pretty sure they did. I did not go to that game, though. Yes, they came to Noonan. Yeah, they did. So they'll be at Morrow this upcoming season. We'll have to make a trip. Not too far. It's on the south side, right by the airport, as you heard Coach Red talk about. So you have to get out there.
Facts, man. Well, Bacon, I ended up doing before we brought him on. I did my standouts from the UAM, brother. So you did great work, great job. So I want to just highlight some of the players that you did, and
Appreciate
some of
it.
the work that you did, man. Talking to Langston Abernathy, but I will give you the floor, brother. What really caught your eye?
Man, what really caught my eye may not be. I may not remember all the names. Obviously, you got. If I'm gonna start out with anybody, we gotta start out with J2. Jada Johnson did his thing yesterday. And I mean, it had a lot of linebackers on skates. A lot of linebackers on skates. If there are any questions or concerns about if he could run a route, if he was just a one-dimensional back who could only toe the rock, which he does very well, the brother is nice. Footwork is complete. So shout out to Jaden Johnson. Number two, You know what I mean? Little CJ Peoples did his thing yesterday as well. Didn't miss too many passes out of South Carolina quarterback. I believe it's a quarterback battle. Betting our money on Mr. Peoples to come out on top. But that's no slight to the other quarterback, but just evaluating what I saw yesterday. Threw the ball very well. Who else? DJ Rumph. Grayson transfer did. I mean, he did well too. But we've been known that we've had him on the show a couple years back. He's been special since he was an 8th grader. Let's see, receiver wise, Miles Abernathy, definitely one of the most underrated receivers.
Langston.
Say it again.
Langston.
Who?
Langston. You said Miles.
I'm talking about his brother. My bad, brother. Langston Abernathy did his thing yesterday. Man, it was definitely one of the standouts for me. But for me, what's the biggest thing for him from the interview? Again, it's mindset. Mindset, probably 9 times out of 10. If you change it 10 times out of 10, if you change your mindset, you go in places. Because 10 times out of 10, if you're in the game of football, you're already putting in that work. You're already putting that effort just through the offseason workout, whether you're putting in your own work or not, which that goes back to mindset. So like I say, if you change your mindset, you can go places in the game of football or any sport, anything in life. But it's quick, great hands. I mean, big receiver. You know, these guys. You know what I'm saying? Brother's in the weight room. You can tell by the biceps and you know what I'm saying, in his upper body. But the legs, he's you know, but Brother's a good receiver for sure. You about to play some of it?
Hold on.
Abernathy, class 27, Peace River High School.
My bad. At the Under Armour camp, made a lot of plays today, man. But personally, how do you feel about your performance?
I feel like I did good. I feel like I did good stacking and getting my D balls. I feel like I did good attacking the DB and getting his inside leverage and breaking out really easily, catching balls, getting good.
Do you feel like at any point you should surprise yourself today about how well you played?
I don't think I surprised myself. I always try to stay humble and really just go about the game, really try to take the DB and take advantage of him. And I feel like I did better attacking the ball than that.
Coming into the event, you know, big atmosphere, big game, something to prove. What were those things that you feel like that you needed to prove today?
I feel like getting in and out my breaks. I feel like when I ran the run back, I did get out my breaks really well. But I feel like that's one thing I need to get out, work on really, to get out my breaks as quickly as possible.
I understand, man. We'll ask about some recruiting, man. What schools are reaching out to you at the moment?
Right now, West Kentucky, Georgia Southern, Air Force, Navy. I just got Colorado State a month ago. They're talking to me. I'm about to go do a visit there. And then I think Woodford and a couple other colleges.
All right, brother. Going junior, right?
Yes, sir.
Going into your senior year. What's the mission or what's something that I want to get done at Peachtree Ridge this upcoming season?
I feel like finishing in the red zone was our biggest thing that we couldn't get done. So this year I want to actually get down to the red zone, finish with scores and touchdowns and striking the band and really, catch every single 50-50 ball and really get my yardage.
Say one shot anybody out, brother?
Shout out Coach Hummer, shout out Zane, Braxton, all my boys, Elijah, shout out to Shark Big Chat, and shout out Coach Miles, Coach White, all them boys, shout out Kobe Holtz, they're waiting for us, and yeah.
Yes, sir. Shout out Kobe Holtz, man. Down up there at Wake Forest doing this thing. We expect the big things from Kobe at Wake Forest, man. Brothers have been electric, have been there. Shout out to his pops. The whole 9, but to go back on the players, line. Well, first, while we're on receivers, Johnny Weaver clocked 4.43, run the 4-yard dash, but it's going to be something special. You know what I mean? He's had a lot of hype on his name since the Falcons United days. Got Coach Witt coming into the fold at Westlake. You know what I mean? He spoke very highly. Coach Witt coming in and seeing what he did at Northgate here in Coweta County. You know what I mean? He just, you know what I'm saying? He has a knack for getting faculty and young men to work hard and believe in themselves, similar to what Coach Red is doing at Morrow. So I'm expecting big things from Mr. Weaver. Weaver's going to big Batman's going to do big things. Another player that I want to shout out as well is Luke Neighbors, and that's the 4.43. Again, it's raw hand times. I started and stopped the best I could. So you want to go 4.47, 4.45, either way. As a senior, I think that's a very good number, especially not probably being too technical on the get off. I'm not sure what his training is, but the brother can fly, and I think that's evidence of it right there. So shout out to Mr. Weaver. Another young man that I want to shout out is Luke Neighbors. Luke Neighbors from Buford. It's clear right here, brother. Special spin move. I think he probably won by 3 or 4 reps, man. He might have been one of the best D linemen at the camp for sure. He won, like I said, he won here with the spin move. He went on my clip with an inside swim. That just shows you the versatility, you know what I mean, putting everything together. Buford has always had an embarrassment of riches that he's another gold to bloom in the bag. Let's see. All right. And let's see. We'll go one more that I talk about. Actually, 2 more. Landon Gia, you know what I mean? What more needs to be said about him? You know what I mean? The way he's technically sound, the way he can block. I brought up talking to Coach Reed. I was surprised, you know, he's holding up his block, and he's on his back feet. You know what I mean? Which, if you're on your back feet in any sport, on your heels, it's not going to end well. But the brother just so technically sound and so strong, so agile. It blew my mind, man. But it's easy to see why he's the number 1 offensive tackle, probably offensive lineman in the 2029 class. And here it is right here. You know what I mean? Kind of see him on his heels, but still continues to drive through. Next clip is probably a better example. Actually, the first clip was perfect. Well, one more time. Now, just people need to see and understand and be amazed by the talent. There it is again. But Coach Ben Reeves said, you know, this kid's comes from a great lineage of, comes from a great pedigree. It's been training like a pro since he was in his middle school days, and this is just a reflection of gene, hard work, and self-belief, and have people to push you to greatness. One more player before we go to Kamari Dorsey will be. I'll cut off my page. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. James Mathis. Actually, not James. Well, Kingston Brown. All the way from the South Side, deep South Side, Carver, Columbus. You know what I mean? Brother did an exceptional job. 22-8, first big event. I think he handled himself well. Went up against some solid offensive linemen. I think he performed. Kingston Brown's got a lot of big offers, a lot of SEC offers. When you look at Carver, Columbus and the history of that school and the athletes they have produced, it's going to be another athlete on that list of big stars. People like that, very appreciative, very humble young man. Brother's going places, man. If you're a media individual, find yourself down there in Columbus. Go say what's up to Jarvis Jones and the rest of that coaching staff, because they'll love to see you down there. But to end it all off, I know I probably missed a couple. But Kamari Dorsey, 5-star, won the MVP. Nothing more needs to be said on his performance. But what captivated me, and we've heard of a coach from Coach Andrews, just about the human he is. But, you know what I mean, just talked about the mindset of just not making it about himself, being appreciative of being there, doing things for his teammates. And that's what Coach Andrews alluded to on the podcast when we had him on, which was probably one of the best interviews we've had. Just when you realize you have a dog, we talked about Travis Hunter and a couple others, is what they do off the field, how they interact. Are they humble? Are they picking up trash? I think Kamari Dorsey is another prime example of personifying what a great athlete is. You know what I mean? When you interview someone on a humanistic side, you know what I'm saying, you're peeling back all the layers, essentially. You're holding a phone, you're asking a question, and it's not a genuine human interaction, kind of. And for him to be genuine and candid and to be selfless like that is a reason why we'll see him not on just Saturday night's prime time, but Sunday prime time, hopefully at 1 o'clock in Atlanta red and black jersey. But wherever he goes, wherever he gets drafted to, we'll know who do great things. So that's my insight. Appreciate that spotlight, brother.
Nah, for sure. I know you had some good ones, man. So I wanted to highlight. And if y'all missed it again, y'all go back and check. I highlighted all mine: Wally Felder, Luke Neighbors, Success, Namabude, Aiden Wade, Jaden Johnson, Langston Abernathy, and so many more, man. But I highlighted that earlier, right before we brought on obviously our guest, man. So that's our standouts. And again, like I said, we're not platform that just look at stars. We look at who really stood out, who caught our eye. And those are the players that obviously did, man. So we
Mhm.
will leave it there. A couple more high school news, Bacon, before we obviously head out. Jonathan Hurley, Bacon, he ends up transferring from Southwest Macon, Bacon, to Jones County. And I heard Jones County is very loaded. Says thank you to Bibb County School District, Miller Magnet Middle School, and Southwest High School for laying the groundwork for my future success. I leave a strong academic and athletic foundation. Grateful for everyone who poured into me and humbled by my experiences. Thank you to my family, the administration, teachers, coaches, and teammates. Southwest/blessed. Hashtag one Bibb.
Let's see. Sorry, brother. Coach Rance in the IG chat, he said gonna beat them by 50. Hey, you talking about a linebacker right now? I gotta get his name so we can shout him out on the show. But yeah, I did my research. Did my research on scroll back to the top for his name. Did my research on Hurley, John Hurley. If you tap into the basketball scene, you see that the brothers are dual sport athletes. Southwest make it. It didn't make it to the big dance down there in Macon versus Raven Gap. Fortunately, they got, they met some white boys that could shoot the cover off the basketball. Very inspired. If you listen to the interview they did, they had post game on GPB, about that story and how they inspired they were. But moving to Jones County, that's a good school, loaded, as Nas just alluded to. It's a 27. It's a big year for him. When you're heavily invested into a sport, you want to go to a program that can put you in the best position to not only win, but be seen and be nurtured and be developed. But again, on the flip side of that, we know what type of program Jones County is. And they're not going to just bring anybody in. So let you know what type of quarterback Jonathan Hurley is. And all he pours into his craft, scrolled up and down his page. You see him always in the training gym, throwing passes. And that's what it takes. Brother's got the dedication and the hard work. Granted, he's going to have to go into spring, go into summer, and he's got to take that job. But I think, you work hard, but he has to believe in himself. But the biggest thing he's taking from Southwest Macon is that grit. We know what type of player that is, what type of coach that comes from. Head basketball coach, played at UConn. I can't remember his head coach at UConn, but just from watching some of those games or watching the championship game, he's got a very demanding, loves on his kids for sure, but very demanding personality. So he's going to have that grit and that dog with him when it goes to Jones County. So I think Mr. Hurley will be just fine. But that's a big move. That's a big move.
Yes, it is, Bacon. We won to follow. They went 6-4 last season, so we will see if that makes obviously the difference and if they can obviously take the next step forward in the new region this year. Bacon, can Jones County be that team? We will find out here shortly. All right, Bacon, got to get your thoughts on this. You mentioned CJ Peoples, so I got to get your reaction to this. They hired a new offensive coordinator. I don't think we talked about it yet on the channel, broken by QB Marcus, but Kendall Roberts is a new OC at South Gwinnett. Coming from Westminster College, Westminster, Missouri, joins Brian Lamar's staff. What is your thoughts on this?
I don't know too much about Coach Kendall Roberts, but what we do know about young coaches, especially right now in the landscape of football, they like to throw that ball. So in the case of CJ Peoples, I think this is a great thing for him, and him getting the most out of himself this year, knowing that it's a money year for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you got a coach, an OC that wants to throw the ball, air raid offense, you got the quarterback to do it, you got the athletes to do it on the outside, make it happen, man. It sounds like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think so. You look at his experience. He was a passing game coordinator, Bacon, at Westminster. Also the offensive, I think, coordinator and quarterbacks coach, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure to verify that. Yes. So I think it's good because he specializes in that position for CJ, right? And I think the offense will be ran at a higher level if he's doing it in college. I mean, surely he should be able to do that in high school. So already having that experience, having that obviously that acumen, being able to already know what to do, I think that's going to speak volumes and help out obviously CJ a lot. And then they went and got a receiver from Archer, to pair with him. Obviously, that chemistry, rekindling that, and bringing that over. So I think this should be a really good addition, and obviously really good coach for Coach Lamar. And I think it should be able to take a step forward offensively.
Major level was the linebacker from yesterday. Major level won MVP for the linebacker group. Creekside linebacker, major level. Shout out to major level as well.
Yes, sir. Major Lavelle, 20 and a half sacks a year ago, one of the most underrated edge rusher linebackers in the country. I know you know about him, Coach Rance, so go ahead and put that out there. We're watching nothing on IG Live. Major Lavelle needs more love, man. Needs more love. All right, Bacon, I gotta let you react to this, man. You've been talking about it. You broke it a little bit, but QB Marcus broke this a couple of days ago, almost close to a week. But what is your thoughts, man? Interesting journey for DJ Rump. He played at Milton High School, left, I think, at the end of his freshman year, played a few seasons at DeSoto, and then obviously now is coming back to the state of Georgia. What is your thoughts on him and his journey, obviously to Texas, back? He's done a lot of moving in his career. What do you overall think?
Well, been forged by the fire at Milton. Everybody knows about Milton at this point. Going to DeSoto, win a state championship, played Creekside last year. But Texas and Georgia, California, but since we're talking about Texas and Georgia, two of the best states when it comes to producing football players. In terms of coming back to Grayson, I was surprised. I think if you come back, you probably go to Milton. But the family must have a relationship with somebody at Grayson. If it's not Coach Carswell, Grayson has a lot of emotion right now for sure. But interesting to go to Grayson to me. But great athlete, great young man. Could play the game of football, man. Could play the hell of that defensive end, that edge position. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to beat Grayson. Offensively, quarterback wise, probably my only question mark. But with the roster they got, man, it's tough not to say they'll go to the state championship this year and probably win it.
Yeah, man, got a lot of talent. A lot of 2027s returning, a good 28s in there as well. Coach Greg Carswell, defensive coordinator, now the head coach. Very interesting move, man. Like I said, I hope it works out for DJ. I know, obviously he's been through a lot in his life. Like I said, I'm wishing him well. I know it can't be easy, some of the stuff he's dealt with. I know it might be difficult in terms of, leaving the different schools, in terms of recruiting. But hopefully, man, he just has that monster year, man. 10 plus sacks. He could be a true difference maker for obviously Grayson. And I know he has offers, but obviously having those offers matter, having those offers be able to, take him to where he wants to go. Because I know he wants to provide for his family, his moms, his obviously siblings, brothers and sisters. So
right.
Wishing him well. I know it can't be easy to do all the moving, but hopefully now he's found a home in Grayson and he can have that legendary senior year.
Well said, brother. Well said.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We'll leave it there. That is it for high school. We're going to talk about a couple college. Bacon, we'll talk a little bit about this QB battle at Tennessee before we talk about Tech. So, what do you think, Bacon? Do you think it is a lock for Braden Faison to win the position, or do you think Ryan Staub? Do you think George McIntyre, who you've seen in person, Bacon? What do you think about that?
That's a good question, man. What's his name? We had him on the show. Can't remember right now. Well, I don't think it's a bonus. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Smoke Matthews he had some higher marks on Faison, saying that he was the best opposite number one quarterback in his class coming out of high school. Though I seen George play. George play. I like George. I don't know if it's bona fide, brother. I don't know if it's bona fide. It's a lot of quarterbacks over there. We need to hear those reports coming out of that Tennessee camp, probably around after spring for sure. After spring, close to maybe June, July. You know what I mean? It's too early right now.
Yeah, I think it is early, Bacon. Obviously got Ryan Staub. We know about McIntyre. We know about Faison. I think the key is, can he differentiate himself? Can he separate? Right? Can he come in and kill it? Coming in, not easy for a true freshman. Staub is kind of that bridge quarterback. When you look at obviously his tenure playing at Colorado, things didn't work out there, but now he's at Tennessee with another opportunity. And if you George, you waited your time, right? Jake Mertlinger ended up transferring out. If you're Georgia, you stayed for this opportunity. Now you get a chance to compete. Then you competed last cycle when they had the quarterback. Now you're hoping to obviously win the position. If you're George, and then I think for Faison, young 5-star, brought you in there to compete. Like I said, you're playing with house money, right? Because if you don't win it for a year, you at least got the job next year. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how things go. But if you Faison, take advantage of the opportunity, and try to ball out and make your mark, make your name.
Well said, brother. I'm gonna lean towards. I'm gonna give George early nod though. Early
Okay.
nod. Just tall quarterback from when I seen in college. He was up there with Marcel Reed coming out of the same state. He can sling it. Is he as mobile as a Faison? Definitely not. But the brother can play, so I'm for that reason. Inside I have and to that Tennessee class, I'm gonna lead Georgia's way as a day one starter for the Vols.
All right, you got it. Bacon is leaning towards George McIntyre, man. I'm still unsettled for me. Like Bacon said, a little too early, so it's hard for me to put my money on somebody. I'm with Bacon. I got to know at least another couple of weeks, seeing who stands out, has a productive spring, kind of tell me all I need to know. All right, Bacon, last topic. I know you're going to probably ask, man, but it's real quick, just Georgia Tech spring practice. Any questions you might have? I won't reveal too much of what I've seen, but I'll just go off of what they said at the press. You got to be real careful, toe that line.
NDAs have been signed. I gotta ask about the guy, man. How was the guys, I should say, Terry Harris and Dalen Pinson. Let's start off at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you see some of the highlights, you look at what Georgia Tech obviously posted, Bacon, on their channel. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up here, so obviously you can see it. But making plays, man. You look at obviously Dalen Pinson. See if I can pull it up here. Hold on 1 sec, Bacon. Yeah, right here, I think it is. Yeah. This is Dalen Pinson. I mean, that's going against Evan Haynes. Like I said, pretty self-explanatory. Oh, my bad. Here it is here. Like I said, pretty self-explanatory. Again, it's a post they obviously or clip they obviously posted, but just taking it from the receiver. That's what you want to see. He's waited his turn, and like I said, if he keeps making plays like this, he'll probably see the field year 2. I think he redshirted last year, if I'm not mistaken. So he's ready for his opportunity. Keep making plays like this. I think he'll be good. Tay Harris, I would definitely say a player to continue to watch. Does a lot of different things well, very versatile. I think he has a great opportunity in front of him, Bacon. He's in line to be a dude for them. It's just standing out in practice and doing what you need to do and consistently making plays. But I would just say he sits in a good spot.
Okay, yeah. Dalen's gonna be it's no surprise, man. Coming out of that Sandy Creek stable, hearing a lot of reports on him, just at Sandy Creek he was, he is as advertised, multi-state championship in the triple jump. You see the elite break on the ball there. Hip type coverage, very sticky in man coverage. I wouldn't surprise me to see him as a CB2. I know we still got
Jalen Bakaway.
Yeah, Jalen Bakaway.
Toby.
Who?
Zach Toby.
That's not who I'm looking for though. Daquan White is still at Tech. So looking for either one of those three to be CB1 for the Jackets. But definitely looking forward to see what Mr. Pinson is going to do. Second question for you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the name, the Herd name has been leaking out of camp a lot. So I got to ask you about the Twins.
Yeah, I think when you look at the Herd Twins, you look at his pressure and what he said, he likes their size, the way they can move, the bend, and I think it goes back to what you said about the training. With the coach, you could probably say his name better than me, Bacon. When he was at East Coweta, and they just look ready, and they're not, like he said, in the pressure, they're not just big, they can move, and they want to get to the second level. Justice Haynes said the same thing. Like, these guys want to get out and run. I think it's something they didn't have, and Coach Key kept emphasizing the pressure. Size. He feels like this team has size, and they got strength and power. And I think the Herd Twins, I'm not saying they're going to start. I don't know. But I will say that they're making quite a name for themselves. I think they continue to do that, brother. They sit in a good spot. big guys. They're very intuitive. They listen. And you know what I'm saying, they make plays, man. So they're doing a great job.
Coach Jake Fletcher, you know what I mean? Simply train with Fletch, man. Everybody, if you got an offensive lineman and you don't want to go all the way to North Georgia to Gwinnett, stop by here stop by down here. Don't have to be in Newnan because he's mostly works on the south side too. Fairburn, College Park, and things of that nature. Simply train with Coach Fletch, Jake Fletcher. Side of him. Who else? I gotta ask you about the receiver group. He's probably a little pencil thin right now. Just what's your opinion on that group?
Can't say too much, but I will say just, term I'll use, just figuring things out, work in progress, figuring things out, continuing to, you know what I'm saying, do the things you need to do, build a chemistry with the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Obviously don't have as they talked about, competition. But I think just continuing to get those reps, man. I think they're very important. New staff, new wide receivers. So I think it's a group that's continuing to build chemistry and rapport with the quarterback.
Speaking of quarterbacks, quarterback battle, what you can share, who do you like, or whatever you can share about the quarterback room.
Yeah, I mean, there obviously Coach Key, he gave some insight, so I'll just go on what he said from his presser. All right, so he did give an update on it from his presser. Essentially, what he said. Let me see. He said Knowles is looking to finally get his opportunity after waiting 2 years. I said that after trying to get obviously his chance. He says, let me see. He said Graham's been out and had experience. He's continuing to grow, mature, and learn the game. Grady, who was with us last year, he had a good off season from a work ethic perspective or standpoint. From a leadership perspective, said Key. He's been impressed with Cole coming in as a true freshman, Bacon, like any true freshman quarterback. It's a lot for him to grasp right now. And then Ben Guthrie, obviously being solid for them, crowded, QB room.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but he says the guy who came in 4 years ago and has done a lot for the program. And the name you want to know about is Alberto. He said this in his presser. Alberto's coming in again, coming from a championship team, and watching the guy in front of him, seeing how he performed and carried himself and worked throughout last season. He comes in, he's the first one in the building every morning, and pretty much last to leave. He's in class and he's back in the building. He's going to be the last one to leave. I mean that. That Saturday, Sunday, he's here all day. Just the ultimate ball junkie.
That's tough. If I'm a quarterback in the room, if I'm Graham Knowles, unless you have it down pat, but I'm just ultimate competitor myself. I hear somebody's in the in-house in the room all day. Like, man, I got it. Hey, maybe I missed. Maybe I need to critique something, especially if I'm getting. I don't know, but I just you know what I mean. Something you got to do. But last thing, maybe the last two things. Defensive line, man. Defensive line. How's that pass rush looking? I know they got a big transfer coming in, but what's your thoughts?
I'd say a position to watch. Definitely a position to watch. I'm saying the transfer they brought in, what they're doing there. I feel like Coach Key feels good about the group. I'm saying the physicality, the tenacity, how they play. I think Coach Key is liking what we do there. So I would just say a different edge. Definitely got a different edge.
Jamal Haynes. Not Jamal Haynes. What's his name? Running back. Last name is Justice.
I would say cerebral, bro. How he approaches the game. Talked about his opportunity in the presser about coming back home. We'll let him to Georgia Tech. You could just tell, man, he's just on a different wavelength. How he competes, how he plays, how he battles. Just wants to be great, man. Just wants to be great. A player that takes it real serious. Good work ethic. Excellent work ethic at that. And then just, puts in the work every day. Similar to Mendoza. Just a guy that wants to be great.
Last thing, man. It's early. How good can this team be? Will there be a fall off?
That one you got to ask me closer to week one. It's still so early. Moving pieces, competition, who's going to stand out. It's just a lot of what's the word?
Yeah, but ball, man. The team will be mid-pack, ass in.
It's hard to say, man. This one I don't got a good feel for. I have to see more of them. You know, I can't really say too much now, but I have to see more. It's hard to really get a justification if they're going to be good. You know, still like first couple of spring practices, kind of hard to know. But you know what I'm saying? When they had a spring game, maybe in reaction to that and fall camp and stuff like that, maybe, yeah.
But we're hearing is off. We know at Tech, offensive line's gonna be a staple. Coach Key's offensive lineman. Defensive line, question mark, is sound like it's finally getting checked. That's a check for Tech fans or just people who keep up with Georgia Tech. Got it. You're probably taking that run game to the next level. That's no slight to Jamal Haynes. You still got Cameron, not Power. Came from the Ivy League last year. Had a great Kyle Holst, still have Kyle Holst in the backfield with Justice Haynes. Signed the run game's probably taking a slight step up. Quarterback sounds like it's going to continue to be a good position from this. Just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to get Nod in trouble. You don't have to say anything after this, brother. Receivers is a question mark. That's what I'm picking up. I think linebackers and DB wise, I know even though I didn't ask you about the backers, I think is formidable. So what I hear, I think they're gonna be solid, man. A lot of people been like, they're gonna fall off. You know, I had a lot of new head coaching hires, but they check the box for me on the transfer list. I give them an A. I give them an A-, high B+. So if you're doing those things, I think head coach Brent Key embodies that school and wants that team to do well. You have 2 back-to-back winning seasons. Those CEOs that come in, hey, coach, how much you need? And it came to fruition during the transfer portal time. So I mean, I think Tech will be good, will be solid.
Sure, man. We'll leave it there, man. As y'all know, this has been another episode of the Sizzling News Podcast, man. We will see you guys on Thursday for another episode. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to Bacon Network, subscribe to Najeh Work on all platforms. And we'll see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your week and holla at us in the comments. Peace.